Have you ever heard a statement that seems true and false at the same time? Welcome. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating topics in philosophy and logic: paradoxes. A paradox is an idea, statement, or situation that appears to contradict itself, yet may still contain an important truth. Paradoxes challenge our thinking and force us to question what we believe to be obvious. Let's look at some of the most famous paradoxes. 1. The liar paradox. Imagine someone says, "This statement is false." Now think about it. If the statement is true, then it must be false. But if it's false, then it must actually be true. So, is it true or false? There seems to be no clear answer. This is called the liar paradox, and philosophers have debated it for over 2,000 years. 2. The Ship of Theseus. Suppose you own a wooden ship. Over many years, every wooden plank is replaced one by one until none of the original parts remain. Is it still the same ship? Now imagine someone collected all the old planks and rebuilt the original ship. Which one is the real Ship of Theseus? This paradox explores identity and whether something remains the same after all its parts have changed. 3. Achilles and the tortoise. In this ancient paradox, the fastest runner, Achilles, races a tortoise. The tortoise gets a small head start. Every time Achilles reaches the place where the tortoise was, the tortoise has already moved a little farther. According to the paradox, Achilles can never catch the tortoise. Of course, in real life he easily does, but this paradox helped mathematicians develop the modern concept of infinity and calculus. 4. The grandfather paradox. Imagine time travel becomes possible. You travel to the past and accidentally prevent your grandfather from meeting your grandmother. If your grandfather never had children, then your parents would never be born. Which means, you would never exist. But if you never existed, who traveled back in time? This is one of the most famous paradoxes in science fiction. 5. The Barber Paradox. A barber shaves everyone in town who does not shave themselves. Now ask yourself, who shaves the barber? If the barber shaves himself, then according to the rule, he shouldn't. If he doesn't shave himself, then according to the rule, he must. Again, there is no consistent answer. Why do paradoxes matter? Paradoxes are more than just brain teasers. They have influenced mathematics, computer science, philosophy, physics, and even artificial intelligence. Many scientific discoveries began with questions that seemed impossible to answer. Paradoxes teach us that sometimes our intuition is wrong and that reality can be much more complex than it appears. Conclusion. The next time you encounter something that doesn't make sense immediately, don't ignore it. Sometimes the greatest discoveries begin with confusion. Paradoxes remind us that asking the right questions can be more important than finding quick answers. So here's one final paradox to think about. The only constant in life is change. If everything changes, can anything truly stay the same? Thank you for listening, and keep questioning everything.